Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling, shake it up Saturday. Yes, it is that day of the week where we like to shake things up a little bit. Hours. Oh, I was obviously on early because my computer just said 17 hours. I love that it keeps. So, what did you get to do today that mentioned in the we call it the 6 steps to help to shake up your Saturdays, or I can't remember what we called it this morning. Oh, we made a list of 6 things today, like taking a ride, like an amusement park, or on a jet ski, a unicycle, a snowmobile, ski, chosen method of transportation. Knowing the mental blocks in you, feeling the tree's energy. People are going to go, oh, that's all the hippies and all that. No, it's not. It works so well. You just gone in and found a tree and just hugged it. Just held on to it, just closed my eyes, had my whole body pressed up against it, closed my eyes, and just think of all, and just allow its energy to flow in, and then think of all the things I need to release. Up the trunk and out the branches to the leaves and off into the great unknown, all going down the out through the roots into the soil. And then just giving a squeeze when I'm done and saying thank you. And playing in soil or getting them dirty, you can do all sorts of things with them. Create sandcastles, end of it. That's always the fun part, especially with when you're with kids. Now, I'm not a beachy and put me straight on the over the feet, and then feeling that sand as the waves go back out again. I love that feeling. I just don't like walking on the powdered sand to get to the wet sand. Going near natural bodies of water, for calmness, sit or swim or paddle by a lake or a bubbling brook. For more dramatic changes, the rushing waters, go body surfing, jump through the waves down at the beach, and they get out there in the waves and you see the waves coming in and they just try to jump over them and the waves smash into them, pushing them back, toppling them over, that sort of thing. Some people need that intensity. Intense weather, keeping safe while you're out there in intense weather, allowing the wind to blow the cobwebs out. It's always a great feeling, especially when you've gone from a very warm house and you're now outside. The cold rain falling on you, you've got the snow, and standing there, arms out, face up, and just getting the little snow coming on your face. A great, great feeling. And if you're out there in the wind, oh my gosh, the wind will definitely blow the cobwebs out of your head and give you a boost of energy. It's one thing when we're living in Wellington, we'd always get the southerlies coming through. And a southerly wind always had a chill factor associated with it, because the southerlies between Wellington and New Zealand and Antarctica, there is no landmass to stop the winds coming up from Antarctica. So you get that cold southerly wind coming through. And for here in the States, a lot of it will be from the north during the wind factors. Those of you who live by the Great Lakes, and wind chill factors, because I've heard them talk about wind around the lakes and stuff. But you get those wind chill factors coming through. Oh, stuffy office, or you've been in meetings all day and you're on a break. I would take the elevator. I would go out one side of and we had elevators at either end of the building. I would take the elevators down one side to the street level, walk out the door, head into the wind, which are usually gale force at that time, so they're kind of strong, and then walked in the other end of the building. By the time I did that, I was boom, wide awake, because that cold wind on your face, and you're kind of having to lean into it a little bit, that just woke you up like crazy. One year that the winds were so bad, there was one street the defence headquarters is on. I remember walking along, they had ropes tied between the parking meters so that as they were leaning and you were leaning almost on a 45-degree angle along the street where the wind was. It was so bad. I don't know why they just didn't close the street off. Oh, but then the defence people would have complained because nobody would have been able to get into the building, which could have been a good thing. But with a fireplace and with a fire going in the fireplace, or you've got the campfire going, and you just sit there and just look into the flames and just. I like. I love. One of my favorite things to do is on a cold winter's day. This is going to sound really weird. On a cold winter's day, and I did. We're in Virginia on a cold winter's day, having that fire going, sitting, putting a whole bunch of pillows down on the floor and sitting and laying in front of the fire and eating ice cream. I know, freezing cold outside, snugly warm inside, in front of a fire, just staring into the fireplace and just sitting there eating ice cream. Oh, it was a great way to spend a day. One of my favorite ways. But even being around campfires, I used to, when I was a Girl Guides, would go camping and stuff, would have the campfires and you would sit around there and they would tell the ghost stories, and we did a couple of camping trips. We telling the ghost stories and all that sort of fun stuff. Girl Guides, they had us write down things we wanted to leave for us, and we had a bonfire going, and they had us write down what our problems were, what we wanted to release, and then we had to screw it up and throw it into the fire. That was kind of fun. That was a fun thing to do. So those were some of the things that we gave you today to help you step out of your comfort zone, shake things up a little bit. So how did you go? What did you do today to shake up your comfort, to shake up your Saturday, to step you out of your comfort zone? Just let us know in the comments below so we can celebrate with you. And for me, for shaking up, I did something new today. One of the companies I work with has an onboarding course where they get new people who come in. They do these calls 3 times a week where they show people the system and they take them down to the nitty gritty, and people can ask any questions they want through the entire system. They will show them everything from the basic through to the more complicated. And I'd never been on one before, and they've been doing them for a few months now, and I've never been on one. So I went and hopped on one, and I actually ended up taking a few pages of notes. So I learned some things today. So it was kind of cool. And so I thought, okay, my day got shaken. I learned. Hey. Not only did I do something new, I was like, yes. And then I discovered that one of the courses, there's a genealogy course out there that's coming up on, what do they call it? It's 1 week period. They have the expo on the Saturday, they have the orientation on the Sunday, I know a little back to front, and then Monday through Friday they have a class, and they've got 13 different programs that you can choose from, and it's all based around different aspects of genealogy and stuff, and you can register for only one of the classes because you can't attend multiple classes, because the classes go Monday through Friday, and they'll give you the topic, you go and what materials will be required, if any materials are required, if there are prerequisites for the classes. It's basically a week-long university, and it's get my continuing credits going that I have to do for the Association of Professional Journalists. It's a great way to get those out of the way and get them done as well. And I went through, what the hell's the registration button? I logged into my profile, and I'm like, found the class I want. Well, if that class is full, then I'm going to do this class. And so I picked out 3 topics that the registration button. I'm logged into my profile, and you're meant to be able to go down, and it's got a register button next to the topic. None. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, did I log in? And checked all of that again. And I'm like, where is my registration button? I'm like, anything else? I go back to the account logged in because it said register here. So I clicked register here, and it took me into the registration screen. But it just had more details. I thought, I don't want the details. Where's my more details? I'm looking on the page, no registration button. I go back to the main page, and all of a sudden there's this notice up there, they have suspended registrations, and I'm like, you've got to. And a new date will be available soon. Here I am, I get in here on time to register, because they said, this is when it opens, and they have a registration based on, and they've got a little table that says, these course numbers, registration starts this time. These course numbers, these registration starts. They suspended the whole registration process. I was like, great. not very nice. I was not happy about that because I was looking forward to those classes. So now I have to wait for them to notify us when the next registration period is going to be and put that on my calendar again with all of my little alarms going and everything else to make sure I get in there and get registered for my class. So right now registration is on hold and they haven't said yet when they're going to be opening it. So obviously they got a lot of limits on the number of people they're allowing per class as well. And because of the COVID thing, they're doing everything online this year. They made the decision online because they had no idea and they didn't want to have it, didn't want to have all the classes set up and done when they had to go cancel it and shift online. So they decided for this year, as part of the safety thing, just forward thinking, they were going to do it all online. So I guess the system kind of got overwhelmed a little bit because normally you have to go to one of the universities, a university that they hold this event at every year. But they've limited it to the same number of people that would fit in the classrooms that they would typically have it in as well. So I was kind of a little bummed that I missed that, but we'll see. The system just got a little overwhelmed. I think the system may have crashed. Now they've got to reset everything and all that sort of stuff. So I'll get in. Hopefully not. Not that I'm going to go find other classes to do. They finally released the schedule and the curriculum today, along with all the times and everything. So, and then they went and crashed the system. Kind of love it, but you just roll with the flow. If I don't get in, obviously I wasn't meant to do those classes, and so I will find another way to go do those classes. So another shake-up for the day. Something didn't quite go as planned, and that's okay. There's always a reason why things work or don't work. There's always a reason behind it. Nothing happens without a reason for it. Know what the reason is, and that's okay. You just flow. So that's it from me for tonight. Have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your Saturday. Get out there, try something new this evening. Maybe you're going to go try different food, a different restaurant. Maybe you're going to try cooking something different for dinner tonight. Maybe you're going to watch a new movie. Yeah. I put a thing on my Facebook page asking for new spy action thriller movies that are on the edge of your seat. And there's been a few recommendations in there. Some of them I've seen before, and some of them I thought I had seen. It turned out I was thinking of a different movie. And then there's some that sort of, as they came out, so oh, yeah, I haven't seen that one for a while. I might go watch that again. So I've got my ones that I've never seen before versus the ones that I have seen before but haven't seen for a while, and I'm going to decide which one to go watch. Find out tomorrow. So tomorrow is Serenity Sunday, and we look forward to seeing you then. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Hek on